Welcome to the Belly Brain Connection. I'm Hannah Winans. I'm a certified functional nutrition counselor, and I'm on a mission to help educate people about the connection between their gut health and mental well being. I believe that our gut health is the cornerstone to our overall health, and when we nourish our bodies, we nourish our minds. Belly Brain is for informational purposes only. I'm not offering medical advice here. If you need medical advice, please consult your physician. Welcome back. Today's episode 16, and this one is going to be short because I kind of had an epic fail today. It's been another crazy week in my real job. And I had my notes and everything all set to bring this podcast to you today. And I left them at my office. And so I'm going to save that topic, which was exercise in your gut microbiome. I'm going to save that till I have my notes in front of me. Otherwise, I'm just going to be super confusing. But I appreciate you for being back. And I wanted to recap a little bit on last week. Last week, we actually, I focused on the fact that I know I'm not chewing my food properly or long enough. And I brought that to you all because I think a lot of people aren't chewing their food either. And so I touched on how important that is for digestion. Also, I talked a little bit more about olive oil and oleocanthal, which is a component in olive oil that kind of hits the back of your throat, and it's an anti-inflammatory property. And let's see what else. Oh, and our food of the week last week was avocado, and we learned they're not only just a healthy fat, but also they have a lot of potassium in them. So for this week, though, I don't have a food of the week in front of me, so I'm going to hold on that. But I did want to share with you a book that I'm reading. I met with somebody this week who was also in the health space, and she and I were talking about this book, and I'm not all the way through it yet, but I thought, I know she really loves it, and I thought I should bring it up to you. I think I've got it linked to in the Belly Brain website, and you've probably heard of this book, but I really encourage you to pick it up. And then I think in the next couple episodes, I'll cover it in a little bit more detail. But the book is Good Energy. I'm holding it up by Dr. Casey Means. And you may have heard about Dr. Casey Means. She's one of the people kind of in the forefront of functional nutrition. And she's also, I mean, she was an ENT surgeon as well, but she's one of the leaders right now, really kind of taking on the health system, the food system. She and her brother, Callie Means, you've probably heard about him too. They wrote this book together, and I really admire them. I've been following them for a couple of years. So this book, though, gosh, she really gives step-by-step instructions on how to improve your mitochondrial health and your metabolic health, which I really believe is a driver along with our gut health. It's all connected, and the lack of mitochondrial health and our mitochondrial dysfunction that we have in our bodies, I believe is what's driving so many of our health issues. And so Dr. Casey Means, her approach is really kind of leading a cleaner food lifestyle, getting toxins out of our food, but really focusing on how foods can not just nourish us, but how they can help heal us. And so I thought that this was really helpful because it actually gives you tips. It gives you things that you can do. I'll read to you a little bit about the book. Dr. Robert Lustig, who I've known who he is for a while, and I follow him. He describes this book as Good Energy tells the story of a medical system run amok, and yet how you can be the good you want to see in this world. Part memoir, part manifesto. This book proves there isn't another voice in the zeitgeist as cogent, urgent, and powerful as Casey's. The gauntlet's been thrown down. Consider yourself warned. So I know a lot of people who listen to this podcast, they are in that health and wellness space, and they understand that we need to see some big changes in our country, in our food sources, and what we're feeding our children. And this is a really good description of what we can do and why we need to do it. And I'm going to read to you the forward to the book. One of the things that's interesting is that Dr. Casey Means was on a whole nother trajectory in her career as a ENT surgeon and basically gave it all up because she became really passionate about the fact that, and she doesn't say this exactly, so I'm like paraphrasing, but basically that we have a system of sick care, and she was treating the same patients over and over again for the same thing. And so she really felt like something's got to change. And in that, also her mother passed away suddenly of pancreatic cancer. And so for a lot of us, in our lives, we have these tragic events that happen to us, and then we realize that maybe there's some meaning behind that. Maybe there's something that we can take from that to make things better, or at least help people avoid that same situation. And so she dedicates this book to her mother. It says, for Gail Means, born 1949, died 2021 of pancreatic cancer, a preventable metabolic condition. So when her mother passed away, she and her brother really felt that the healthcare system failed her. And there were some signs there and some things that, had they really been more focused on the mitochondrial health and the metabolic health, maybe she wouldn't have died from pancreatic cancer. And so that was the catalyst for this to be kind of their mission of really trying to spread the word about metabolic health, mitochondrial health, and how we need to improve it and how we can improve it. So in the forward of the book, it says, a bold new vision for optimizing our health now and in the future. What if depression, anxiety, infertility, insomnia, heart disease, erectile dysfunction, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, and many other conditions that torture and shorten our lives actually have the same root cause? Our ability to prevent and reverse these conditions and feel incredible today is under our control and simpler than we think. The key is our metabolic function, the most important and least understood factor in our overall health. As Dr. Casey Means explains in this groundbreaking book, nearly every health problem we face can be explained by how well the cells in our body create and use energy. To live free from frustrating symptoms and life-threatening disease, we need our cells to be optimally powered so that they can create good energy, the essential fuel that impacts every aspect of our physical and mental well-being. If you are battling minor signals of bad energy inside your body, it's often a warning sign that more life-threatening illness may emerge later in life. But here's the good news. For the first time ever, we can monitor our metabolic health in great detail and learn how to improve it ourselves. Weaving together cutting-edge research and personal stories, as well as groundbreaking data from the health technology company Means co-founded, Good Energy offers an essential 4-week plan. And then it goes on to explain some of the things to look for and the biomarkers to look for. But just really, really good book. I had somebody ask me who's kind of wanting to take charge of their health, where should they start? What would be a good book that I recommend to just kind of get started? And I think this is the one. I've covered some other books that are more focused on gut health and the gut-brain axis, the gut-brain connection. But I think that not everybody is so concerned about that, right? Some people aren't really suffering from gut health issues. So if you just are looking for something for overall health, your overall mitochondria, Good Energy is the book that I recommend. And I've gotten through most of it. I'm just kind of down to the recipe parts, but she's got some great recipes in here too. So yeah, this is a great starter book for anybody who is just looking at what can I do to start feeling better and be proactive? Because I believe that we've really got to think about our future selves. What are we going to look and feel like 10 years from now? And all the things that we're doing now are the things that are going to show up later in our health. And so I know for me, at 51, I really want to be strong, healthy, happy, and productive at 60 and 70. And so all the things that I'm doing now, I'm really hoping are going to, and I know that that's going to pay off in the future. And it feels very, very empowering. I have a really hard time with that word, empowering. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I think that's it. I wanted to just hop on here, but my next episode will definitely have more detail. The food of the week next week, also, after we talk a little bit about the gut brain or the gut microbiome and exercise, my food of the week is going to be pineapple. So I've learned a lot about pineapples, which is kind of fun. But yeah, for today, just hopping on to say hi, recommending this book. We'll cover it in more detail down the road. But if you're looking for a good read, this is it. Could change your life. Hey, let's see. I think that's it. Remember to chew your food, and I will see you next episode. Bye. Thank you.